What's up, Legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on Black Ops 6 Zombies. We're here on the Shattered Veil, and similar to a video I did a few days ago, we're going to be doing a new player guide to this map. Like we did for the Liberty Falls one, I'm going to be going through, showing you guys what I buy, when I buy it, what I do, why I do it, just the whole entire cycle. I'm going to try to take us to at least round 26, and like the previous one, if we need to go a few more rounds, I will do that as well. I tried my best here to kind of replicate a new player experience. I'm using the ASG-89 shotgun. You will eventually get this unlocked, I think, somewhere in the 30s, and I do have no attachments on it to kind of replicate a new player feel. The only thing I did not do for this run is shut off my augments, which does disappoint some people, but I think new player is kind of a broad term, and I think once you guys start getting some of those augments unlocked, you're not going to take them off. So it's very unlikely outside of your first maybe few matches or maybe handful of matches that you're going to be going in without any augments at all. And if one comes up, and I feel like it's a good reason to explain why we're using it, obviously, it gives me a reason to explain it. So, first things first, we got to start eliminating these zombies. The ASG is going to be one of the best options in the game to level up as a new player. I'm considering doing a top 5 weapons to use for new players or to level up for new players in zombies. If that's something you guys would like to see, let me know down in the comment section below. But my goal is to hopefully be able to guide you guys to success, get you guys surviving a bit longer, and understanding the Shattered Veil. Now, instead of doing the maps in order, which would have meant I would have done Terminus next, I thought, you know what, this is the newer map. I really enjoy this. I think it's actually the best map in the game. But I think it's a pretty decent option for new players. And I think as long as you're, knowing what to expect and kind of a strategy to go through, I think you'll have a great time on this map. Now, if there is a specific map that I haven't covered yet, which means Terminus, Citadel, the Tomb, whatever the case might be that you guys want to see next, let me know down in the comment section below. I will definitely do my best to try to make a guide for each of the maps, and obviously any that come out in the future. I'm really enjoying doing this new player content. I think a lot of you guys are benefiting from it, and I think that's a pretty rewarding reason to make it. Now, obviously, the first few rounds are always pretty chill and easy. Here, we're going to be focusing on trying to hit crits. It can be a little bit tricky with shotguns, but we'll get a few more points out of it if we manage to kill them that way. We got a bonus points here. We're going to go ahead and grab that. If you guys are looking to try to improve your experience, and maybe this is a little bit too beginner stages for you, I definitely recommend watching my video on how to survive longer using the Rampage Inducer, because if you run the Rampage Inducer, which is this guy over here, things speed up like it's around 55 plus, and the zombies start moving at the speed of light, and it can definitely be a great way to practice survivability, even in the earlier rounds. So if you're looking for a way to kind of challenge yourself, recommend turning that on from time to time, even if you're only surviving like maybe the first 7-8 rounds. But here, we're still just doing similar to what we did for Liberty Falls. We're hanging out in the spawn, and we're just trying to build up our essence. For this map, it's a little tricky because I think probably a lot of people's strategies will differ. But I don't really mind hanging out in the spawn at least till like round 7, 8, and sometimes even 9 and 10, just because it's kind of an easy way to train the zombies. You're just trying to build up essence, and honestly, I'm just trying to make a straight shot all the way to Pack-a-Punch, which is kind of the goal here. So that's kind of my mindset when I'm hanging out in this first area. It does differ from map to map, just depending on what you have to do. But for this map specifically, we know we're building an elevator. If you're utilizing the strat I used in the Liberty Falls one, you're going to be saving at least one zombie in order to open things up. Did not even get to see what that was, but we're going to want to take these guys out quickly, take advantage of this double points. Obviously, you can, get out of this area whenever you feel most comfortable. But for me, I mean, why open up any doors? Why give the zombies more spaces to spawn in? And why am I going to put myself in danger if I don't have to, right? So here we are doing our best to get through all of these guys. The next round or the round after is going to be our special zombie round. And for this map, they can be a bit rough. They are going to be the toxic zombies. They're going to be punishing if they hit you, but all in all, there is some pretty easy strategies to take care of them. I guess another thing that I did kind of mess up on is I do have my decoy available. I think it's another item that is available sometime in the 30s. So my recommendations for people who are prestiging and stuff like that is maybe your first prestige, you go out of your way to unlock Ether Shroud, so you have that permanently unlocked. Maybe the second one, you do a decoy. And then for like the third one, you do, I guess you could do Casimir if you want that instead of a decoy, but I like decoys more. And then for the last one, or third prestige, maybe you do like a mutant injection, just so you have all the core things, taken care of. So we're going to try to get these guys to blow up. These guys you want to stay way far away from. And this toxic pool here they leave behind will slow you down and damage you a bit, so stay away from that as well. They do a lot of damage when they hit you. Honestly, if you're a new player, these guys might be the reason you go down at least a few times if you're not being cautious enough, because all it takes is one swing and an explosion, and you're pretty much in a pretty bad state. Another thing that's a little bit different playing the Shattered Vale as opposed to something like Liberty Falls is there's not really any side Easter eggs that I'm going to be taking advantage of. So we're going to be kind of just raw dogging it, right? We're going to be going for all of our upgrades naturally. We're not going to be doing the Sleepwalker Easter egg and stuff like that. If you guys want to learn the side quests, I definitely recommend doing it because on certain maps, it definitely can increase your experience. Like with Liberty Falls, we got the free tool. On the tomb, there's some pretty good, useful ones as well. I think the tomb probably has the most useful side quest Easter eggs. But there is, like, obviously side quests that are beneficial on all maps. Just the way they put them into the map and obviously the difficulty of them determine how useful they'll be in your every time run. All right, so far we're doing pretty good. We're keeping our distance. You need to build up more salvage. We're not getting hit super often. I mean, to be fair, if you're not running the Rampage Inducer, these early stages, you should be able to outrun the zombies pretty easily. Okay, we do have a nuke, but we don't want to hit that at the start of the round. I think we'll at least do one more round. I'm doing it based on points. I mean, if we're a little bit short when we get back there, that's fine, but I'm trying to avoid that scenario. So we can go ahead and hit our nuke at the beginning of this next round, pick up our salvage. We're good to kind of wait it out. I want to get at least 1,000 salvage, but 1,500 would be nice too. Now, if you're somebody that is uncertain in what order you should be unlocking your augments or what augments you should find the most important, you should watch my most recent video. I did a new player guide for augments. I went through which ones you should prioritize, what order you should go in. That way you know exactly what to unlock and exactly what's required to do so, and then what benefits you might get from those unlocks, right? So if you guys are looking for something like that, check out my most recent video. And it'll also kind of help you understand what I have equipped to all of my perks, ammo mods, field upgrades, that stuff. So it's only going to make your experience better. And as a new player, obviously, you're going to be in different situations, just depending on where you're at. And some people might be joining from other modes where they are already a higher level and get a little bit more access to things. All right, insta-kill coming in at a nice time for us. We have one zombie left. We're at 13,000. Let's see what round 7 has in store for us. I think we should be fine. We also do have 1,200. Okay, so let's start moving here. It's time for us to get the heck out of this area. We're burning some insta-kill, but it's going to be fine. I like to go left. You can go left or right, right? Doesn't really matter. You can go over there and hit the loose change if you want. I like to shoot all these wooden boxes because they do have a chance to give you 50 salvage. Sometimes they give you more than that, but at least 50 salvage, and it can be worth. I've got nothing but vermin so far, though, so kind of lame. But there is definitely places around the map, so if you see these, or if you're familiar with where these are, definitely make sure you shoot these when you can, because it could be a difference between you getting an upgrade at a certain point and not. I'm getting nothing but vermin. This is kind of insane. It's the most vermin I've got. Unfortunately, I am going to have to buy some ammo when I get inside here, I think, because normally I think we'd already have that. Okay, so because of our situation, we're buying dead wire, we're buying green rarity. If I had enough for both uncommon and rare rarity, I would have done that instead. We'll climb up here. I open that door to the right because we have to get the fuse. I can actually melee this guy. I forgot I don't have any ammo. And we can grab our ammo here, and then we're going to go back toward this middle area. So we don't want to go this way. Oh, there's a box there. I'm not going to grab it right now. It's fine. Any of those, though, will give you 50 salvage. I'm going to go ahead and dolphin dive into this as we showed previously. We're going to get Jug. Jug is easily the most important thing in the game for me, perk-wise. So I definitely recommend getting that early, or as early as possible, right? You could even come in there earlier if you really wanted to, if you find yourself struggling at an earlier round. But I think round 7 is pretty reasonable. Then you have the freedom to kind of patrol through here. You're going to go ahead and get your second item. Got the fuse from the guy on the right. You come over here, you get your circuit board from the guy on the left. It will kind of give you the objectives for these if you're kind of confused at any point, but you're going to make your way back here, open this guy up. Now, I don't quite have enough for Pack-a-Punch, which was kind of my fear. So what we're going to have to do, and it's going to be fine, I'm going to come back here. We're going to go ahead and repair this. We might get hit in the process. We'll hit this button here. I'm going to go ahead and reload. I don't think I'm going to need to use my thing, but we'll see. Hopefully, yeah, as I say, Deadwire is going to clutch up. Having the ammo mod for that spot specifically is insanely impactful. And we didn't end up killing our last zombie here. If you end up killing your last zombie here, it can, kind of put you in a weird spot. Just go down below and you'll be fine. We'll go ahead and kill these guys because we know we need that little bit extra points as we do want to Pack-a-Punch this weapon again. So here we go. In a lot of circumstances, I probably would have stayed in the spawn for one more round at least, because then I would have been able to purchase not only Pack-a-Punch here, but I'd also be able to get double tap on my way down here. Now, this next part's kind of up to you, right? We go back to the front of the mansion, which is where we entered, obviously, or we hang out down here. I'm going to stay down here because this is the strategy I usually go with. But if you guys find yourself struggling to survive down below in this tiny little area, or I guess I should say the mainframe here, then I would definitely go back to the front of the mansion, which is where we're going to head after a couple rounds. Main reason I like to do this is because I know I have enough power. As long as I'm able to kind of squeeze through the zombies or play my life, I should be able to get through these guys pretty easily and build up enough points to not only get the upgrades I want on the way back through the mansion towards the front, where I'm going to plan to train zombies for a majority of the rounds, but I'll also be able to get Pack-a-Punch level 2, saving me a trip coming back down here, right? All right, first thing, we need to actually build up our zombies. It's a little crazy down here. I mean, after running the Rampage Inducer, this all does feel fairly chill, so it's a nice little change of pace. But we'll build up our zombies. We do have the dead wire to kind of help us with crowd control. Obviously, with the lightning strike on, that's the first, literally going to be the first augments you unlock, I think, is going to be dead wire. Then that'll open you up to some of the other ones. I would say by the time you prestige the first time, you probably have a pretty good setup of some of the most important augments. But it's been a while since I've leveled them, and I don't remember the exact amount of XP required. It takes like a 1.4 million XP to prestige once. So my assumption is that you would at least, I don't know, get the first four items that you're trying to research on. So one thing that's very different about the Shattered Veil is the lack of specials. Specials can exist. They usually come from transformed vermin into parasite, parasite into doppelgas. Doppelgas can become amalgams, but only if they're transformed via the disciple. The disciple is going to be, or the elder disciple, I should say, is going to be your elite zombie on this map. So we're not going to have anything to worry about, similar to like Liberty Falls on round 11. We had the Mangler. We won't have that on this map, so you won't have to worry about that. But you will be wanting to kind of prepare yourself for round 16, maybe even round 15, but most of the time 16, to take on the elder disciple, which is going to be kind of a pain. So hopefully we'll be able to get enough upgrades here to actually withstand that. Or maybe we get a really good power up to line up at the same time. That's going to be your first really big hurdle on this map, in my opinion. Obviously, getting to 16 is a hurdle of its own for some people, and I'm not taking away from that. But what I am saying is the first, like, wall, I guess I would call it, for a lot of people, or in general, even if you're using an underpowered weapon, is 100% the Elder Disciple. But we'll see what happens when we get there. We're going to go ahead and wait till the end here. I'm going to hit the nuke. It is going to take away from some of the points I get, but the good news is it's going to take out some of our zombies, make the round go a little bit easier. Probably should have hit it right away. Then it wouldn't have eliminated any zombies, but in case you're worried about the round ahead, being trapped down here, that's what I would recommend. Hit the nuke at the start of the round if you're worried about survival. Doesn't really matter that much. You're just going to lose out on a little bit of points because that'll be less zombies for you. But we really just need the 15k. We can get Pack-a-Punch level 2, and we can continue our journey here. Then we're going to need a little bit more than that. All right, we're up to 9,000. We're going to be a little bit ahead on points because normally I have double tap by now, but we can get double tap on the way back up as well. Just having Jug is nice. We're going to be needing to get a 2-plater somewhat soon too. I mean, honestly, with how slow the zombies are in these first 10 rounds, you should be able to avoid for the most part, as long as you're practicing, you know, kind of continuing moving. You should be able to avoid most damage. It's going to get a little trickier as you get towards 15, 16, and obviously 20 plus, because there's going to be more zombies. They're going to be faster. There's just other variables at hand. But I think this early on, you shouldn't necessarily need a 2-plater, but everybody does, you know, do things a little bit different. I say just practice the strategy I'm sharing with you, and eventually you get more familiar with it, and you won't feel the need to get upgrades earlier than what I'm sharing, I think, for the most part. All right, we're able to run past these guys, able to run past these guys. Thank you, Omni Movement. All right, we're building a bunch up. We're trying to get, like I said, Pack-a-Punch level 2. We're trying to just get built up in general. Even without any attachments, this thing's pretty disgusting. The attachments will help you out a lot. You can get some big old extended mags. Dragon's Breath's really something you want. This is easily one of the most universal weapons in the game. It's good for bosses. It's definitely going to be like the top option I would choose for new players. Wow, we're going to get trolled here. I'm going to have to buy ammo, and it's the end of a round. For 400, because I'm not going to be able to get 400. There's no way. We're not going to be able to get 400 essence. Okay, we got another toxic zombie round, but this one you're going to be a little bit more prepared for than the last, because obviously you have dead wire available on your weapon. If you don't have dead wire, you would have rare rarity and be in a good, you know, spot power-wise for that. But now we can go ahead and destroy these guys. When they're one shot, they're really, really chill, or even two shot. But again, you still want to keep your distance. Don't be shooting these guys when they're on top of you. If you have to run away and put some distance between you, go ahead. Oh, my shots aren't hitting. There we go. Dead wire activated. We're good. It's getting a little bit crazy. I want to go ahead and get pack 2 so we can get out of here. But we need to build up, like, I don't even know how many points it is. Probably like 12,000 past that just to get all the things we want on the way back to the front of the mansion. Now, something I think I failed to mention in the Liberty Falls version of this is I don't like to run a secondary weapon, so that way I can swap to my fists and literally run around and train the zombies. It's one of the most useful things. The beginning of rounds, this is exactly what I recommend doing because the zombies are spawning in. They're in a bunch of different directions. They're going to be harder to track. But once you actually get them built up, even though it is a lot harder to train zombies in this game, they do start spawning in a lot fewer areas and makes it a lot easier to deal with. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of manipulating my way around them. I can take some hits. You should always plan on taking some hits in this game, but obviously avoid it the best you can. That's why we have armor. They know you're going to get hit tons. They expect you're going to get hit tons. All right, let's go ahead and keep on keeping on here. All right, we do have enough for Pack-a-Punch level 2. I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy then. Grab all this extra goodies. What is this? Is that an insta-kill? That's kind of nice. We're not going to get it for the round we want, but it's okay. Okay, we got Pack-a-Punch level 2. Now we won't have to backtrack down here for quite some time. Yeah, I think we'll try to stick to like round 26 like we did last time. It might end up being a couple rounds past just because of the... I want to be able to be Pack 3 Legendary, all the goodies, right? So as long as that all falls in line, we'll do it beforehand. Oh, me not taking advantage of my insta-kill. We love Deadwire with Lightning Strike. We love Deadwire with Lightning Strike. Okay, come on, come on. We get the nuke. We'll just nuke them. Not a big deal. We are trying to get points, but we'll nuke them. So what do I need? I need 3,000 for one perk, 3,500 for the next perk. So that's like 6,500 plus. So we need like 10,500. And we can make our way back to the front of the mansion. I do think sticking down here can be dangerous, but in the earlier rounds, like where we're at currently, it's not that big a deal. Later on, this is not the place I would spend my time. Obviously, if you're doing like the high round strat and you're hanging on the elevator shooting a Wonder Waff the entire time, it might not be that big a deal. But otherwise, definitely not the play. We're going to try to get some of these guys out of here. There goes the Deadwire cooking for us. That's actually incredible. Double points is going to be huge for us. We're going to be able to get some of our upgrades, work our way back toward the front of the mansion after this. I do need a lot more salvage, though, because we want to get epic rarity sooner than later. It's a little bit of a hurdle because we don't have the suppressor equipped. It is very easy to have a no-attachment weapon because I think a lot of you guys, especially new players, you find yourself using a weapon that doesn't have attachments more often than not. So I definitely recommend, though, getting the ASG, getting this thing updated or unlocked and everything good. Oh, we actually have our last zombie. So let's go ahead and make our way towards the upgrades. I'll show you guys the exact path. I go back up here. We have our one guy. We can go this way. Don't buy the 3-plater. It's way too early. We're going to go ahead and buy double tap. It's one of the main benefits of playing this map. That's why I love this map so much, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go right over here. Let's get rare rarity. Let's just get it out of the way. We still need 1,200 for epic, but that's fine. And then we're going to run up these stairs this way, go through here again. I didn't want a dolphin dive, but that's okay. And we'll slide this way. Luckily, the 2-plater and PhD are right here, so boom. And you definitely want to hold on to a zombie to do this. Oh, I didn't grab it. Because otherwise, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. This map, I would say, is easier than a lot of the maps in some ways. But if you don't kill Elder Disciples quickly, and you find yourself in a lot of these tight quarters during the middle of rounds, it can definitely be one of the more challenging. So keep that in mind. So now we have PhD, we have a 2-plater, we're rare rarity. Things are looking up. We do have the ability, though, to probably come over here. Normally I do this at a later round, but I think I have enough extra that we should make this work. I think I have exactly enough extra. I'm going to actually go over here and get quick revive. This is normally the 4th perk that I buy on this map. I just get the 3 core ones that I need. Obviously, I can grab this for 4,000. We'll grab Speed Cola maybe after a round or so. But here we are going to finish off round 15. I'm going to run back up here. And I obviously have PhD slide. That's going to be like one of the... It's like the 3rd perk or something that you're going to focus your research on. First will be Jug or Quick Revive, then Jug, and then I think Quick Revive, I don't even remember now. Quick Revive, Jug, then PhD. Deadwire in there as well. All right, here we are, round 16. I did come equipped with Frenzied Guard because I figured it would be more often that you guys would have that. But we're going to go ahead and start just pile driving this guy. This guy's going to summon a lot of extra dudes. It's going to make things pretty crazy. But if you follow my strat, I promise you, we'll make it as easy as possible. Normally, I would throw the decoy, but I'm going to assume you don't have a decoy in this moment just because I probably shouldn't have that equipped. Even though it's in the 30s, maybe that's not that big a deal. I'm trying to showcase things that I'm planning on you guys eventually having, right? All right, here we go. We were able to shoot that guy a little bit, blast him out of our way. Just keep your distance from the zombies and then fire at it. A lot of these guys are going to disappear as soon as you kill that disciple. Almost all of them, actually. Go through, grab all of our extra salvage, and then we're back to rebuilding our zombies. I would say make it a really good habit. If you nuke or if you kill a disciple and all the zombies get eliminated, just get in the habit of getting back into training because they will start spawning in very quickly. You might think it's the end of the round. Next thing you know, you're getting hit by a whole mob and getting taken down. So definitely stay on your toes, especially during, again, a nuke at later rounds or eliminating the disciple and thinking that a majority of the round is over. All right, the toxic zombies are back. Yeah, if you can keep your distance from these guys, they're not really that bad to deal with. My recommendation, if you have decoy, throw the decoy, they build all up. Well, maybe I'll use that towards the end so I can show you guys all avenues of ways to deal with things. All right, so we're good. We got most of them here, right? Now we can just start shooting. You got to be careful when you hip fire this gun because for some reason it has a completely different rate of fire. But ADS, shoot all those. Wait for them to start building back up again. They will all respawn. Just run, dodge, bob, weave, do whatever it takes, right, to not be hit. That's really your only priority. They're not going to cause you much threat. They're not going to throw anything. But their explosions will do damage. Then once you're confident you have a majority of them built up, they don't really feel like they're still spawning in. You can then focus on damage them. On damaging them down. There we go. And the round is complete. Moving on to round 18. So we did get the disciple on 16. There's a good chance you'll get another one on 19, but if you don't get it on 19, it'll be like 20 or 21. Should almost kind of count on it every 5 rounds or so, but sometimes there's a little bit of, you know, a difference between how much there is. Not always 5. All right, we're on the next one. I would still, like I said in the Liberty Falls video, I would ignore the SAM trials if you're solo and trying to have long-term survival until you just get a little bit more familiar with the game, because a lot of the SAM trials are a troll. They put you in a position that's more risk than it is possible to get reward. And not every time that you do them, you get a reasonable reward. So I just don't think they're top priority, especially if you're trying to survive. All right, so we're running around. I definitely should pull out my fist, like I said. Running around, building up the zombies. They're still spawning, but they're starting to slow down a little bit. Run back and forth. You'd be surprised how much running around you can do without taking any damage. Then you just turn around, start firing at them. You get a lucky dead wire thing going. Honestly, the lack of the suppressor is kind of surprising. Just because how much less salvage you end up with. We'd already be epic. We could have gotten epic possibly before the disciples showed up. But I wanted it to be more in line with a new player experience, even with all the augments equipped. Okay. Here we go. We're taking some hits. Nothing too crazy. And we should be able to finish off the rest of this round. Next round, I'm anticipating it's possible we get disciples. So let me actually run inside here. If we have enough, we're going to grab epic. If you're at this point and you've already lost your self-revive, I would recommend restarting just because you can get to this point fairly quickly and you're going to want to be flawless longer so you can get your upgrades earlier. You end up having to spend 1,500 on a self-revive this early on. Likely you're not going to be able to get epic, and it's going to make those later rounds, especially against disciples and stuff, a lot more challenging because you're going to be down on an entire upgrade, but definitely increases your damage a decent amount. So same thing, starting the round, even though we're on 19. We didn't get the disciple this round. I was kind of anticipating we would. I'm going to try, at least for one of our disciple rounds, I think we're only going to get this one and maybe one more before we're out of here. So maybe I'll try the frenzied guard situation. Normally with the disciples, I pop an ether shroud and then focus them on, throw a decoy, focus them. You can eliminate them within one decoy and a shroud, sometimes just within one shroud. Then obviously, once you get to like 29, 30, 31, there's a potential to get 2 disciples at the exact same time. Obviously, we just have to double down on the strat. If you're using ether shroud with double charges, that helps a ton. If you're using decoys, obviously that helps a ton. Or if once you actually have them and you can utilize salvage on them, be kind of nice. Once you get all your upgrades, no reason why you wouldn't just buy extra things that can help you, right? I didn't think about it till almost last second, but I think we should be fine. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to grab Speed Cola. Get a little bit faster reload, especially since we don't really have attachments. And it's right here. Getting familiar with the perk locations. 5 more rounds, and then we can just buy whatever perks we want, which is great. But first, we got to survive that long. We're already, like, the nice thing is we're pack 2, we're purple, we have 5 perks that we can rely on. Pretty much the most important ones. Because we're shotgunning, even dead shot becomes less important, right? We just got to train up our zombies. Like, I am fairly confident you guys will be living till round 20 for sure. It gets a little crazier here. As you can see, I'm already starting to get hit. Now I'm not even following my own rules, though. Let's actually pull out our fists, get ahead of these guys, run around a little bit, you know, make it work. You don't have to be hit, but you definitely have to play smart. Once most of them are built up, get a lucky dead wire activation. Dead wire is so good, it's insane. And then we actually need to buy ammo, but we can do that. We can buy ammo, grab this 2 times, buy ammo, destroy the group. Luckily, we're like keeping our weapon overpowered, despite not using a side Easter egg the entire time. I feel like we're doing a great job. This is definitely the place to train zombies, though. When we get to the point where we need to hit the Wonder Fizz, I'll show you guys my little trick, because it's in a not so great location that you're absolutely not going to want to be running down there in the middle of a round for. Okay, we got another disciple. Let's see what our damage looks like. We're pack 3. Or not pack 3, we're pack 2, purple. Oh, it's gone. It is absolutely gone. And so are all those guys. That was crazy. So, the so-called elite, which is the amalgam on some maps, it's the abomination on Liberty. Liberty Abomination does not die that fast. We all know that. So just keeping yourself powerful. Obviously, it's going to depend what weapon you're using will determine maybe your success or the challenge that you're going to face. But keeping yourself overpowered is going to be able to easily get you this far. And that's kind of the goal, right? We want to at least get you to survive into 25, 26, 30, and you can keep pushing the distance from there. Once you get the strategy down, you just pretty much repeat the same strategy I'm using now to continue pushing further. I tried to eliminate as many zombies as I could there in hopes that it will flip the round to 22, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Oh, there we go. All right, in this situation, because I don't have any backup plates, I'm going to go ahead and buy at least 2. It's going to take away from my salvage a little bit, but that's okay. We are working toward getting legendary, but eventually, you know, we'll get more than we need. So it's better to be safe, have that little bit of extra armor just in case, than to be sorry that you didn't get the 2 extra kills for the salvage or whatever. No, I'd rather have the armor plates, or at least a few extra armor plates, just in case. All right, toxic zombie round. We got to do the exact same thing we did before, but at least we did show it working. Just run whatever place they're not in, that's where you want to run. If you get hit a couple times, no big deal. It's going to start getting a little bit more chaotic as you progress the rounds, of course. But your goal is to get them as close proximity as you can. I'll plate my 1 time. All right, get the dead wire. The reason that the proximity thing matters is just for dead wire. There are going to be more spawning in. I'll give them an opportunity to all build up again. Just run. Keep your distance. Don't be afraid. They are fast. They are really fast. You should be fine. We'll just go through here. Turn around. I'll just blast them away again. Hopefully. Oh, sometimes you get one that sneaks through. As long as you're not, you know, standing next to them when you blow them up, you'll be fine. And that's another toxic zombie round down. We haven't had to get an upgrade in a while. We're not worried about any of the other perks right now. Like, I'm just totally cool with what we have. We have the backbone. We have everything we need to be successful for the next few rounds. At least going up to like 30-ish, right? We don't have legendary, which is fine. We don't have pack 3, but we couldn't afford to get that right now anyway. And there is definitely some perks that we're going to want to get, but we don't have to have those perks to find success. I could do these 5 perks for the next like 15 rounds probably and be just fine. Would it be nice to get the other ones? Yes. Do the other ones have benefits? Absolutely. But are they required? Absolutely not. Okay, I got as many of these zombies built up together as I could. Dead wire, shocking them, stunning them, keeping them in place. And we're just going to actually cook everything that's on the screen. Super easy. I mean, that's the other reason I like to train up as many of the zombies as I can. It may even take you longer for certain rounds because you're just spending so much time running away and not shooting at them. But it is 100% the much safer way to go. Like, look how many of them are spawning in. They're spawning here, spawning there. They're everywhere. And my goal is just obviously to get them as grouped up as possible here. That way I can kind of do it all in one fell swoop. The less I have to, you know, worry about what's going on around me, the better off I'm going to be. And then it gives you a chance to get some more dead wire activations. And we can just keep on cooking. Again, remember, this doesn't have any attachments. Something to consider. We're going to be able to pick up all this salvage. We're still behind on salvage a bit, but that's okay. We didn't have a suppressor. It's to be expected. Okay, a really fun thing I'm going to show. I did pick up an extra decoy, so that's nice. I'm going to throw this decoy. When I get an insta-kill, and if I have a decoy, I love to just throw the decoy, get them close together, and then boom! Because if the dead wire goes off like that, it literally vaporizes everyone. Anyone that gets hit by the dead wire, gone. Then we can obviously run around and do it the normal way from now on. We're not having a hard time anyway, it's fine. Get through you, get through you. I mean, our weapon's going to start seeing some downgrade, but it shouldn't be too crazy. Shouldn't be too crazy. We should be able to get our legendary rarity in the somewhat near future. We can start getting more of the perks. We can even increase the amount of salvage I think that drops. Actually, I don't know if I have that on my Voltrade right now. But here we go. Get these guys as close together as possible. Once you deadwire the same group a couple times, they will get eliminated. That's another thing to keep in mind as well. It's another thing that makes it nice. Sometimes it's just luck of the draw. How many activations will you get? All right, come on. And one guy left. Boom, just like that. We're going into round 25. We may actually have to take this journey a little bit further than we did the Liberty Falls one just because of upgrades. Like, I don't even have Pack 3 yet. We don't have Legendary yet. All right, I need to take advantage of this double points. Watch out. The parasites. Once the parasites showing up, you know it's bad. That means we got a Doppelgast. This is where your specials come in. But if you played Citadel, you're probably familiar. Oh, I did not realize this was here. All right, let's see what we can do here. Keep our distance. Just shoot. Okay. Just get a couple more shots in there. Whatever you can do. It's going to keep transforming stuff, but a lot of that stuff will die. Okay, where'd it go? This is the part that sucks when it runs away. Okay. Just slide out of the way a little bit. And we got rid of it. A lot of these guys are gone. The Doppel is staying, I think. That's okay, though. We're going to just focus on hitting crits. I mean, we're still really strong with this gun, let's be honest. That's probably not the rest of the round. I do want to save one zombie in this round, though, so we can go hit the Wonder Fizz machine. I feel like that's going to be pretty beneficial. Oh, is this a decoy? We found another decoy on the ground? The game doesn't usually bless you this much. As you can see, like, the further in rounds you go, the more you just have to kind of keep yourself moving. Keep yourself moving in a somewhat consistent rotation. Keep your distance from the zombies the best you can. Try to, you know, give yourself space to cut through. Don't get completely blocked in. You should be all right. We should be able to finish this guy off. I'm going to finish that guy off, and I think I'm going to leave this last guy. And we still need a lot of salvage. Yeah, we're definitely going to be pushing this round a little bit further, probably to 31 at the very least. All right, we've almost made our way to the back side here towards the elevator. We're headed down below. Definitely don't recommend doing this in the middle of a round until you get more familiar with the game or you have Ether Shroud available. Ether Shroud's going to help a ton. I need to remember to try our field upgrade during our next Disciple takedown. I kind of forgot. The reason I equipped this is because I knew a lot of people wouldn't have Ether Shroud, and I wanted to see how viable this specific option would be. So here we are. We're at the Wonder Fizz. I'm going to buy a Dead Shot. I'm going to buy this. I'm pretty much buying everything but Death Perception and Melee Macchiato because then I just don't have to worry about perks or anything from that point, right? Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate my last zombies. Sounds crazy, sounds risky, but I promise you everything's going to be just fine. We're going to go over here, open up this door, slide through here, and now we can go through this portal. And this portal almost takes us exactly where we need to be, which is great. Now that we're back toward the front, we can actually pull out our fists again. It's not even open, so we won't worry about it. We'll just go this way. And we're almost back to where we are. We should have the momentum we need to get through. Now we're on 26. We don't have a Disciple this round, which is nice. But we still need to get some freaking salvage. That's the number one thing we got to do. So let's build up our guys. If you see parasites, I don't know why my gun won't come out. Kill them immediately. If you kill the parasites, you will never have an issue. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this chopper gunner. There we go. In case we need it later for exfil. I forgot about that. A lot of you won't have access to buying whatever streaks you want. Mutant Injection, probably my go-to streak if you're choosing to exfil, because it makes it so much easier. If you're finding yourself struggling, I saw a couple people in the comments mention my lack of mentioning score streaks. When I'm trying to teach people how to play the game or get better at surviving, I definitely don't consider streaks, because I think that's like a kind of like an inflated way of surviving, right? Like, obviously, if you implement streaks into anything that I'm giving you, you're going to have an even higher chance of survival. But I don't know what streaks you're going to have available to you. I also don't know, like, you know what I mean? How often you're going to see some of those things. So I don't want you relying on something that's not guaranteed, I guess. Is kind of my big concern. Let's go ahead and get the double points. Another armor plate dropped, but we need ammo. So yeah, you use score streaks if you see them and you're feeling uncomfortable, or you want to save them till a later round. Or maybe, you know, you save it for your PB. Like maybe your highest as ever is 23 and you get to 24 and there's an elite, like a Elder Disciple or something. Maybe that would be a good time for you to pop a streak. But for the most part, I'm probably going to continue to forget about those unless we're talking exfil, because when it comes to an exfil, it's a little bit of a different situation. Even on this map specifically, using a chopper gunner is not going to be the greatest option just because they can go inside this building. Okay, I do have an insta-kill to kind of finish up with, but we grouped up as many of these toxic zombies as we could. Same thing, just run, stay away from their toxic pools so you don't get slowed down. That's probably one of the more dangerous things, is actually getting slowed down by them exploding, which is why I like to build them up pretty much every time. Build them up, get them all close quarters. Dead wire will activate on more of them, and it'll keep you a lot safer. Okay, the start of the round is always crazy. I mean, there was a parasite, but it wasn't here for very long. I feel like at later rounds, they transform quite a bit quicker, so it can be kind of tough to deal with. Try to focus on him. Stay away from the zombies. Sometimes it's good to turn the other direction that you came from, just to keep the group as close quarters as possible. Whoa. Slide past them. All right, we're going to focus on Doppel. Doppel's gone. We're safe. Unless we see some more parasites, then we'll have to concern ourselves again. All right, get through as many of these guys as possible. I think going to 31 is a big W here. Maybe I should have went to 31 in my Liberty Falls one, just to give people a little bit more to work with. But I guess we went kind of close. I mean, every map and every experience is going to be a little bit different just based on what you get, right? What side quests you have available. You know, I think even salvage drops regularly are not always the same. Like whether I'm using a suppressor or not may not always be the contributing factor. Go ahead and plate right there. Stay away from these guys. You got to be a little bit more careful as the rounds start to progress, because even though I'm eliminating all these guys, they're spawning them right behind me. So it's a good chance you can get yourself in kind of a weird spot. Just keep on moving here. Picking up any armor we can get. Keeping these zombies as close quarters as possible. Now, normally I would throw more decoys, but I'm just trying to not throw too many because I don't think you guys will have that crazy amount of access to it. Elemental pop coming in clutch. Again, another nice part of having the ammo mods all fully augmented out. You get to take advantage of all of them through elemental pop. All right, we're going to eliminate everyone. We're going to hold on to this nuke. I doubt it's going to be any use, but we'll see. Okay, I was going to wait. I'm going to do this just so I can show you guys a good example. I was going to wait to pack a punch to level 3, but since we're getting legendary so late, and I'm sure this is going to be a double disciple round, I'm going to go for pack a punch level 3 now and show you what it's like to kind of make your way through this while it's an active round. Like, this round just started. All the zombies are spawning in. Obviously, I got perks, so it's going to help me a lot, but I'm sprinting. We're running. We're not going to stop. We're not going to look back. We're not going to hesitate. It might get a little scary at times doing this, but Ether Shroud, once you get that unlocked, will help you a bit because you'll have multiple charges you can rely on, although you might want to use those for your disciples. But now we're coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and pack a punch my gun to level 3. I'm hopping out this window, going through this door down below, and we're just continue running forward. You're going to remember this path from when you went and hit the Wonder Fizz before. This little area right here gets a little scary because the zombies kind of try to pinch you there, but otherwise you're running back to the portal, go through the portal, and you're pretty much free. I mean, you're not completely free. You do have to, you know, don't hesitate too much. The zombies will spawn in and get you, but we're going to keep on running. We're going. And we're almost back to safety. The disciple's there. We know it's there. Nothing wrong with that. We're still short on our salvage. I still didn't get the 3-plater. I guess we've been kind of short on points in general. I could have got the 3-plater here, but having a 2-plater is fine. I normally get the 3-plater when I go and get the perks, but we had a little bit less points this time, I think, just partially because of our scenario. All right, so now we got to hit this guy. Stay away from him. Okay, we'll go ahead and plate up once. I mean, I haven't really needed the 3-plater. As long as you're getting armor continuously, it's not that bad. Just make sure you're, you know, staying on your plates. Okay, here we go. Go ahead. Oh, we want to make sure we can take this guy down. All right, we're keeping our distance. If I got a little closer, it'd probably help. All right, there we go. And he's going to die right now. There we go. W. And just like that, all that salvage on the ground. And this is not the end of the round, so this is one of those times where we want to be careful. We got another disciple spawning in. This is one of those times. Let's do it. One decoy. We'll use a decoy. And go like this. And we didn't even use our freaking frenzied guard. I forgot all about it. But now we're in a position where we can actually go ahead and go inside and get legendary rarity, which is great. Now at this point, we have 11,000. So we could have waited a little longer to get pack 3 if we wanted. And we could have got the 3-plater instead. It kind of depends on what you're more comfortable with. Because at any point here, I can pretty much go back down there and grab that. We just wanted to live a couple more rounds, right? So here we go. I was more concerned about the Pack-a-Punch level 3 than I was 3-plater because I wanted the most damage possible, as I knew that that would be a double disciple round. Like I knew at 29, 30, 31, if our disciple round would have 2. So that was where that mindset came from for anybody curious. Should be able to finish these guys off here. I mean, the idea is, too, you want to make sure you have enough points for ammunition as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But basically, you could do the exact same strategy I did before. I'll even run back through. We'll grab the 3-plater, and then we'll be in great shape. Round 31, I guess we'll go ahead and exfil. We've pretty much got everything we wanted. We'd be legendary here. You can get legendary as soon as you hit 5K. That's one other thing I like about this run is it's pretty straightforward. If you have PhD sled, obviously it's going to be easier. I can stop here real quick, get my legendary rarity, go down here, and by like 30, 31, obviously, depending on how much double points you get, how many things, like there's variables to what you'll be working with, but depending on all that scenario, you should be good. And I could have got the 3-plater upstairs, but I normally just grab this one since I have to walk past this anyway. So, boom, go this way, watch out for these guys. This is easily the most scary spot there, and it's not even all that bad. Made our way back through the bottom, and now we're going back up top. All right, we at least made it to the point. I was right by predicting like round 31-ish, but we finally have everything that we would expect to have. At this point, we could just build points for the rest of the time and not buy a single thing as long as we don't go down, and we'd be in great shape. We're pack 3, we're legendary. I mean, we got all the perks that we find is important, and we're just here to train zombies in front of the mansion and cook it up. Oh, we even got an insta-kill. Look at that. I don't know what this round's going to look like. We're cooking through them quickly. Okay. I need to get some more ammunition. It's a good thing we had enough points, right? 5,000 is expensive, but we should get more than 5,000 back. So let's run back this way. We'll even get the insta-kill. Let's insta-kill them. Let's run this way. Build them all up. Get everybody together. All right. And I think we got more than 5,000 back already. Look at that. Back to 11K. Just like that. Everybody's going to get eliminated. Is this the end of the round? I mean, obviously you're going to be strong. This is going to hold you down for a while. The goal for me isn't to get you max upgraded and then show you how good the weapon's going to be. The goal is just to get you here and show you what to upgrade along the journey. Like I said, you could have chose pack 3 or you could have chose the 3-plater. It's really up to you. But in my opinion, it was better to have that little bit extra damage to go against the double disciple round that I knew was inevitably going to happen. So now what do? We make our way over to exfil. I'm going to try not to use a streak at all for this one. The chopper gunner is not particularly good for this specific map just because the enemies go inside, then you can't actually shoot them. So we'll see if this AESG shotgun is going to have what it takes. I think it'll be fine. I think a lot of it's going to depend on, is it a disciple or is it an amalgam? What are we going to fight against? It's sometimes one or the other. It is a disciple, so I think we're going to be good. We're going to be great. We're going to be wonderful. Not even hitting crits. You know what? I didn't even switch my double tap augment, but it doesn't really matter. For this, I would have used double standard instead of double impact, but it's fine. All the guys get together. It's incredible how strong this weapon is, even without attachments. All right, we have 23 guys left. Come on, everybody, get over here. Just trying to get as many people built up as possible. I can't even see. I can't even see. All right, that guy out of here. These guys are getting cooked. Okay, 11 to go. We have plenty of time. This weapon's just blasting. Okay, get through that. Get through these guys. And obviously, you don't have to exfil. If you guys just want to go till you get eliminated, I recommend it. More than likely, you're going to do that more often. This is more like, oh, I got things to do. I got to finish my game. I want to win. This is more of that resolution. Hello? One guy here. Like the last 25 seconds, we're waiting on one person. There it is. And the last of them. And there it is. We made it 31 rounds in the most play-by-play fashion possible. Trying to share with you guys why I choose, what I choose, when I do it. Giving you guys the best possible chance at survival going forward. That's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace!